Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is your chapter 1 guided notes, and you'll notice that this will cover all of chapter 1. For the important vocabulary that's here, all of this information you can find in your chapter 1. I'm not going to go through and write each one of these individually down. You should be able to find those. They're bolded in your textbook. So I am going to continue on to the migration to the Americas. This, as you can see here, it'll say the earliest Americans, section 1. It'll tell you what section it's in, and then there'll be a bolded area that says migration to the Americas, or here it says Mesoamerican and North American societies, cultures in North America. If you look for these bolded sections, they'll usually be in red, but they might be in blue sometimes. And you'll find information in there as well, in case for whatever reason you're not able to get this video. So first, nice job. The first, number 14, the Paleo Indians. Were the first people who crossed the Bering Land Bridge. They were also known as hunter-gatherers. Due to the fact that they lived by hunting animals and gathering wild plants in order to survive. The culture is a group of set of common values and traditions. These include language, government, and family relationships. Under the Mesoamerican and North American societies, the Olmec, Maya, and Aztec civilizations were located in Mesoamerica and South America. The Maya civilization created calendars, and they studied math and astronomy. The cultures in North America, the Iroquois were farmers, hunters, and traders. They lived in longhouses, and it's exactly like it sounds, a longhouse, which were rectangular in shape and made from logs and bark. They housed approximately 8 to 10 families. The Age of Exploration is section 2, and this is about trade with Africa and Asia. The main reason traders needed sea routes was due to the fact that overland trade routes had become less reliable. Three reasons that Europeans were interested in Asian cultures were Marco Polo's book about his adventures, and the Europeans wanted to spread Christianity, and the European tailors liked to use the silk for their fancy clothes, and it was only available from Asia. Prince Henry is also in this section, and he was known as the Navigator. Sounds like a lame nickname, don't you think so? He became a leader in exploration due to his ability to hire the best map makers, sailors, and shipbuilders. And then we go on to exploring the Americas. Despite dying during his expedition, Ferdinand, and that's not as in Ferdinand the Bull, for those of you who harken back to child reading, Magellan. His sailors were the first to sail around the world, despite his death. Now we're going to end up going to Spanish America in section 3. Montezuma II ruled the Aztec Empire, and the governor of Cuba sent Hernan Cortez. to take the wealth from the Aztecs. At first, Montezuma thought that Cortez was a god and welcomed him. Unfortunately for him, Cortez took Montezuma as a prisoner and seized control of the capital. I'd say that name, but I can't say that name very well. Another conquistador, Francisco Pizarro, heard about the Inca Empire, and he wanted to take over their large territory that they ruled. And basically, since they had no weapons to compete with the conquistadors' weapons, they ended up killing the Inca ruler by 1534, Pizarro had conquered the Inca Empire. Here under the Spanish Empire, the Spanish established 3 kinds of settlements in New Spain, and they were pueblos, missions, and for those of you who grew up in California, I'm sure you all remember your 4th grade missions, and presidios. Many Native Americans died due to the conditions and the treatment of the Spanish. However, there was a priest, Bartolome de las Casas, and he defended American Indian rights. And unfortunately, so many of them died as a result of the treatment of Spanish. Enslaved African Americans were brought to New Spain to take their place. Section 4 is about a race for the empires. In the late 1500s, England decided to come to the New World and start their own American colony. And one of the first was a dude by the name of Sir Walter Raleigh, as in Raleigh. I think he's in, is it Virginia? There's a capital. I should know this, but I don't. He received a charter, and they sent out an expedition. They landed in present-day Virginia and North Carolina. That is all for Chapter 1. Stay tuned for Chapter 2.